Oh, I'm pumped to have him back here. I think it's the third time. Mighty Mouse, Mark McMillian, former NFL cornerback with the Eagles, my Birds, the Chiefs, a bunch of teams, is back here in the studio with us. Grillin' McMillian, now you're the GM of the Las Vegas Rockers. We also know you from Next Level Chef on Fox. Man, when do you sleep? You got how many jobs are you doing right now?
They call me a Jamaican, man. I got like 9 or 10 jobs, man. But I love what I do. Obviously, with this new opportunity to be the GM for the Las Vegas Rockers, the indoor arena team here that will be launching on April 18th, our first home game.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that. And first of all, thank you for having me back on, man. So,
I love. Listen, you've been doing the rounds. You were back home in Philly, doing some stuff with Mike Jerrick. I saw on his late night show. So we got to get you back here, and I was happy to have you back. But let's start. We're going to talk Super Bowl.
Yes.
Let's start with that. Seahawks, Patriots.
Woo.
I mean, these are two elite defenses.
Ooh.
You tell me. I'm a fan. From a fan perspective, it seems like the league is transitioning into elite defenses or beating elite offenses. Is that your read? Why do you think these two teams came out on top?
I love the way the league is kind of trending, especially in the playoffs. And during the season, obviously they want to see points. They want everybody to get excited. But when it comes down to the playoffs, you see the defenses are really changing the ball game, and all these high-powered offenses are being nullified by physical play of defense, starting at the front, in the front end. In the back end, you see corners getting after it. Less flags, which is okay with me, letting the guys be a little bit more physical. And players are playing through that. So you didn't see too many receivers complaining because they were letting these guys be physical, and that's what you want to see as a football fan. I know a lot of people like to see points, but I think they're doing a good job. Some calls could have went either way, but as a defensive back, I really like the way they let these guys go after it on the outside.
Specifically, knowing that you were going to come in, I was curious, to ask you about the whole Tariq Woolen situation that we saw in Seattle, that whole sequence of events where he breaks up the pass, almost gets the interception, then he celebrates, he gets called for, a taunting penalty, and then the very next play, boom, Stafford attacks him, and Nakua gets that touchdown. The mental side of the game. Tell me how hard it is for a cornerback, a DB, who's already got a tough task ahead of him, to have the highs and lows of those emotions. Break down that sequence for me.
The game of football, especially in the playoffs, it's a whole nother level. I tell people from regular season to the playoffs, it's just like it is time 100. And I fell into that situation my first time getting an opportunity to play with the Eagles. I got a chance to play, I think like halfway through the second quarter. The guy in front of me wasn't getting it done, so they replaced him with me as a rookie. And the first time I got in, it was Jerry Rice. And I'm thinking like, oh, my God, the first time I get an opportunity to play. I got Eric Allen, John Taylor on the other side. I got Steve Young. They had some dudes, and I got a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike.
You did?
I did.
What did you do?
Well, I tackled him, I took his shoe off, and I threw it. Yeah.
You're saying your first play, you get in there, you're playing against Jerry Rice.
I get a 15-yard penalty.
So you must have did something good to get excited, no? Or what just happened? You tackled him and then you ripped off his shoe and threw it?
Yeah, well, when he was coming on, he whispered in my ear. He's like, "Oh, you're the young rookie everybody was talking about." He's like, "Oh, this is fresh meat." And
that's what Jerry Rice said.
That's what he said. And back in the day, our defense, we didn't back down for anybody. So I was like, "Mother bleep bleep." And when he caught the pass, I got a 15-yard penalty. I was like, oh my God. I walk into the huddle and I'm thinking like Reggie White and those guys are going to chew me out. But they were cheering me on.
Really?
They're like, we like that kind of mentality. If you can keep that up and don't be scared of this guy, we're going to be all right and you're going to be all right. And then the rest of the game, me and Eric Allen, we held those guys scoreless. And
that's interesting. So you think emotionally that probably helped you.
Yes.
It kind of got you beefed up for competition, especially against a guy like Jerry Rice. So mentally, when you're seeing that from the opposite side as a fan now and you're watching the game, you think Tariq Woolen, when he celebrates like that, obviously it didn't help him on the very next play, but it's almost sometimes necessary to juice yourself up. But I saw on the sidelines, it seemed like...
Oh, they were giving him the business.
They were.
They were giving him the business.
But I guess it's different in the playoffs.
It's different in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like, that was regular season. We got some more games. I'm sure if I would have did that in the playoffs, against the Redskins or the Cowboys, I'm sure I would have got a good lashing from a Seth Joyner or a B&E, but he was a rookie, and he did a little bit too much on their sideline. Maybe I shouldn't say that because if you look at all my films, I'm taunting the other sideline as well. But like I said, it just goes to show you the ebbs and flows of the game. As a rookie, he's excited. He's emotional. You're one game away from the Super Bowl, something you dream about. And he just made a mistake at that time, and then he gets beat. And as a defensive back, you got to forget about that. Yeah. And, he came back in and made some plays after that.
When you see a guy like Jackson Smith and Jigba, the way that he's just so wide open, making so many making these passes, these catching, these grabs, that one-handed catch. I mean, the dude is insane. If you were going up against him, how would you defend him? What would you do?
Well, you can't give him space. You see all the guys that they're playing him off. And you guy like that, you just got to just press your luck and just try to, be physical with him. Obviously, you got Cooper Kupp in there. You got to, focus on him as well. But he's their number one guy. And, you got to give that guy some help. So whoever.
So you can't play off him, you're saying.
You can't play off.
Bump and rush kind of stuff.
And you see Carnell Lake, his son, Carnell Lake, son with the Rams, Quentin Lake, he was getting abused and he was playing off coverage. And they found the matchup. And that's what playoff football is all about. If they find that individual matchup that they can attack, they're going to attack that. You see, they moved him around a lot, put him in that slot where Lake was, and it was just one-on-one. It was just like pitch and catch.
Gotcha. So who do you think is going to win the Super Bowl? Who's your prediction?
You know what? When you have two defensive teams like this that can really get after it, man, Sam Darnold, what he's able to do with this team.
And were you a Sam Darnold guy before the season? Did you believe in him? Because a lot of people always question his ability, even though he played at USC, he was a top 10 pick. People always said, maybe he's not the guy. But maybe it was just because he played in bad
teams. He was bad teams.
So are you a big believer in him? And does he need to play at an absolute high level the way that he played in the NFC Championship game to win? Or can Seattle, because their D's so great, win if he plays kind of middle of the road?
Well, you got to play at a high level. People didn't think he was going to play at this level he did last week. He actually got better.
Right.
And I know a lot of critics was like, oh my gosh, this is, he's actually playing better than he did last week. Very confident, moving with inside, outside the pocket, not turning the ball over, and making the right throws. And the coach is putting this guy in so many good positions to be successful. The running game is successful. He doesn't have to win the ball game himself because he's got a really good defense to rely on. And that's the same thing with the Patriots. They have a really good defense.
Yeah.
You still have a young quarterback in Drake May who's going to make some mistakes, he's still a rookie. Yeah. But he's going to make some mistakes, and Seattle will probably capitalize on that. But New England can run the ball really well. Their defense get after it. They got an all-pro, all-everything cornerback in Gonzalez.
He's good.
Yeah, so this is going to be a really good matchup.
Okay. Let me ask you this. Speaking of coaching, the Raiders are still searching for their head coach.
I'm available. I'm available.
You're GM now. You're GM for the Las Vegas Rockets. You can't be doing how many jobs can
Tom Brady, Spike Tech. Hit your boy up, man. Call me. Let me know.
Who should they hire? I mean, there's a lot of chatter. Joe Brady was a name, but now he's promoted as the head coach of the Bills. So it seems like a lot of people want Clint Kubiak, the OC for the Seahawks. A lot of people want Davis Webb, quarterback coach for the Broncos. Brian Daboll's been in some of these conversations. But if you're a GM now.
Yes.
If you were the GM of the Raiders and you're John Spytek, who would you want
This might not
as your
be,
head coach?
This is going to be a popular opinion among Raider fans.
Yeah, tell me.
I would give John Gruden a call. I would give John Gruden a call.
Because why?
Because he's a great coach in and outside the locker room. He knows X's and O's. He knows the game of football. He knows how to evaluate quarterbacks. He knows how to develop quarterbacks. I seen it in Philadelphia.
He was there. When you were there.
He was our offensive coordinator.
He was the offensive coordinator when you were there.
Yeah.
Playing.
So he had Randall Cunningham. He had Rodney
How young he must have been your age or around that?
He was a little I might have been 2 or 3 years
older,
younger than him.
Okay.
Had the hat to the back, just young, just energetic, and you can just see when he's doing his podcast, how much respect he has for these players inside and outside the league. So
listen, I'm a John Gruden guy. I've interviewed him. I love his energy. Let me ask you this, and you say the word respect. I'm just curious to ask you this. Obviously, the whole email situation that came out with him, it's unfair how the whole thing even developed. But would he command the same respect after some of those leaked emails?
Absolutely.
He would. You think players would forgive him?
John Gruden can walk into 32 locker rooms right now and get the respect of the players. Because he's built that kind of aura. His brand is even bigger now, being on Barstool. So he's growing that. But
so that would be your pick.
I tell people, if they had microphones on us back in the day, the stuff that we were saying on the football field, we shouldn't have been allowed to play the game. And it was just bad the way it played out. It shouldn't have played out that way. You look at last year, Vrabel was available.
Yeah.
They didn't pull the trigger on him.
They should have. Yeah, I mean, so this cycle's a lot different because Vrabel, Ben Johnson, these were guys who can't miss in a lot of regards in terms of head coaching
and we
hires.
missed.
And we didn't get them. Yeah, we didn't get any of those guys. So now it seems like a lot of the people that are available still need to prove it.
Yes.
We knew Vrabel was an elite coach with what he did in Tennessee. If you're talking Davis Webb or Clint Kubiak, when you have the number 1 overall pick and Fernando Mendoza, national champion, Heisman Trophy winner, he's going to be that pick. You got a new face of the franchise, a new franchise quarterback. You can't go defensive-minded head coach, right? You need to go offense, right?
Mike McCarthy was just out there as well.
What did you think about that with him in Pittsburgh?
Well, he's a PA guy, so he kind of fits that mold. And you look at his record; he's won everywhere he's been. He's won a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It's not like he's just some chopped liver coach. You look at Dallas, but their expectations in Dallas is so high. You look at every coach that's been through that system. Compared to Dallas standards, they're not successful.
Yeah,
Even if they're winning, they're like, oh, well, we're not getting to the Super Bowl.
Hey, these are like the most notable franchises in NFL history. I mean, he coached Green Bay, Dallas, and now Pittsburgh, which is insane. So it sounds like to me, Mark, if you're a GM, which you are with the Las Vegas Rockers, but if you were a GM in the NFL, it seems like you would not want to place your bet or gamble on a never been head coach before. It sounds like that. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
You'd rather have a proven guy?
I need a proven guy, especially in this situation that they're in. Like you said, you're getting the number 1 overall pick.
Yeah.
You still got Gentry, who's was one of the best rookie running backs last year. You still have Bowers. You have some pieces. But you have to shore up that offensive line. So if you get Mendoza, you still got to be able to protect him. You still look at Geno. Geno is still on the books for millions of dollars. So you got to figure out what you're going to do in that situation. Do you start him and let the young guy learn from him? Or
what would you do?
Well, you got to let him learn. You can't throw him out there.
Okay.
You can't throw him out there under the fire, especially with that offensive line. You'll ruin him early. And it's not like they have a dominant defense that can pick that team up and keep them in ball games. So we saw once the Raiders go behind, they don't have that firepower to be able to overcome those mistakes that they were making on offense and defense. They don't have a real number 1 wideout, which is you got to have a number 1. You got to have a 1 and a 2.
Right.
That's why they pay nickelbacks a lot of money because usually that second receiver is just as good as the number 1 receiver. So you got to go after somebody with a little bit of moxie, a little bit of proven a record or DNA. I know everybody wants to get these young McDermott. McDermott is out there.
Yeah.
I know he's a PA guy, but he's won where he was at.
Yeah. He's a good coach out there too. So it's interesting. Let's transition a little bit though. So you got this new gig. You're the GM now of the Las Vegas Rockers. This is a big deal because before you had which you still do. You had the Grill and McMillian, the rubs, the spicy. You're going to tell us about some of the new sauces and rubs. But this is a full-time job now to be the general manager of the Las Vegas Rockers. What are you going to bring? How excited are you to now transition into a front office role? I mean, that's cream of the crop, baby. That's the good kind of job to have.
Yeah.
Tell us about what you're going to be able to bring because this is a different kind of football. This is 8 on 8. It's a little bit more pass heavy, just sped up kind of stuff. So tell me, how are you going to take the Rockers to the top?
Just the same way I played the game of football. Came in as an underdog, didn't know what was going on, but I surrounded myself with good people. I got a good head coach in Hollywood who's been in the league as a player, as a coach for a while, so he knows the game a lot more than me. So I'm always leaning on him. We meet in the office. We're in there from 10 to 5 p.m. sometimes, just talking football, calling up players. I love his energy. I think our energies collide with each other because I said, if I'm going to put my name to anything, I want to win by any means necessary. So I'm just excited about this opportunity, and then giving these young men an opportunity to play football still and make a little money on the side, doing something that they love to do. And that's the exciting part, calling the guy up and say, hey, man, we would like for you to join our team, sending them a contract, then getting the contract back signed. And guys like, man, I signed the contract. I'm excited to play for you guys. So that's what keeps me up, man. I'm up sometimes 2, 3 in the morning, answering emails, answering text messages from guys from back east. Like, hey, man, we heard that you're going to be a part of it, which, my name brings credibility to the league as well. And I want to make sure I do my due diligence as far as being a good role model in the community and with these young men and bring a championship here, man, to Las Vegas, the Las Vegas Rockers, baby.
Hey, it's pretty exciting stuff. International Arena League. So there's going to be 5 teams here domestically, 5 international.
Yes.
So there's going to be a lot of international travel. I'm going to try to get in your suitcase, man. I want to scour Europe with you. I got to check this stuff out. But are there a lot of guys in the league, in the IAL, who are like former NFL guys, D1 type players, right?
Yeah, we got a couple of guys that played at Florida, Kentucky. We just signed a buddy of mine, Rick Cunningham. He played for the Raiders and the Vikings for a long time. His younger brother is Brendan Rice. Who's with
Jerry's son.
Yeah, who's with the Raiders. So we just signed Q. We just got his contract back. He was a 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Got a scholarship to Texas A&M. So we got some guys, Texas A&M, Florida, guys that, still want to play football.
Yeah, big SEC guys. This is big
I'm an
stuff.
SEC guy, man.
I'm an SEC guy. We know that. Roll Tide. How much so when the game is 8-on-8, it's sped up. There's even I think there's one receiver who can actually start off running, right? So scheming this kind of stuff up, put on your helmet for a second. How do you defend? How do you find success, I guess, in that version of football? What do you need to do?
It all starts up front. The coach talk about this. Like, we got to get some dogs up front that can get to the quarterback like quickly because the ball comes out fast. And whoever's covering that guy that's moving, he's got to be very athletic. He's got to be able to have, good hips, good feet, and be able to, get after the ball because I can imagine, playing the game of football when a guy gets a 10-yard head start full speed and I'm in my pedal, So that's going to be real difficult, real key for us to recruit the right kind of player that kind of matches that kind of skill set. So I'm excited. But Coach Hollywood we got some, I think last night he texted me like 12. He's like, we got an offensive lineman like 6'7", 320.
Oh.
So our offensive line is going to be some real big dudes because you got to just hold up. We got a quarterback, Arvell, who was one of the best quarterbacks in the league for a long time. He's probably the best quarterback in this league right now.
IAL.
Yeah, so we're able to snag him. He's like the prize pick for us.
Oh.
So we're excited to have him. I know Hollywood and our CEO, Tom Mitchell, has a really good relationship with all these guys. But there's coaches across the league and across the country or across the globe that we're going to be able to, be a brand ambassador. Imagine I saw one fan had on some Eagle swag.
Oh, see, there
so I was like, man, I got to get to that team and, just be a brand ambassador for the sport.
You always had the swag. You're wearing the Kelly Greens, you got the good swag. So it's good the Las Vegas Rockers have a great logo. Now, listen, go to LasVegasRockers.com to find out more. April 18th, that's going to be the first game over at Orleans Arena.
Yes.
That's going to be a lot of fun there. But make sure you also check out on social, go to Las Vegas Rockers. Make sure you're just keeping up to date because there's going to be a tryout coming as well.
And you're going to be part of that tryout.
Hey, I got to try.
You're going to be part of the tryout.
I want to do the 40. I want to do some cone drill. I'll even do a tackle drill.
We got this on tape. Now, y'all heard this. He said he's going to do a tackle drill, so we're going to get him a uniform.
I don't know if my bosses will sign the release, but we'll see. I'm going to ask my boss, KB. If she signs the release, I'm going to do a tackle drill.
Come on, KB, sign it. KB, sign the release. Come on, sign it.
We'll see what happens. All right, as we're wrapping this baby up, though, let's talk about, because my mouth is watering. You know me. Listen.
Gotta talk about food, baby.
We gotta talk some food. Next Level Chef did all the stuff with Gordon Ramsay. What did I do? I waltzed into my Ace Hardware. I went to check out all the Grillin' McMillian swag.
Yes.
Saw the rubs, the sauces. You got so much good stuff, but you got 2 new.
Yes.
You got 2 new flavors.
Got 2 new flavors, 2 new hot sauces just launched.
All right, tell me about that.
I got a garlic hot sauce. It's got a little garlic, little hot peppers in it, and I got a green poblano, which is almost like the Kelly Green Eagle. So my label is Kelly Green. So
I like that.
But I'm gonna give you one even better. I am actually going to be in San Francisco during Super Bowl week.
I heard about that. Wait, so tell me, you're
Yes.
one of. So what is this?
So I am a part of the Taste of the NFL. So all the Food Network stars that you see on TV.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be partnered up with a young man named Master Chef Daryl Schuler, first African-American master chef in the world when he got his certification. So I'm going to be cooking at the Taste of the NFL. There's going to be legends there from all over the world. This is the second toughest ticket to get besides the Super Bowl ticket. Yeah.
I've heard it's a pretty incredible thing. So
Yes.
what are you going to cook up? All your...
I can't tell you right now.
Oh,
you know,
okay.
we had to submit our recipes to the people, the Taste of the NFL, and it's going to benefit Gen Youth. No kid should go hungry. So that's where all the money goes back to. So I'm excited about that. But last year in New Orleans, we did a barbecue brisket beignet.
Ooh.
And people went nuts. We had the brisket, we had the barbecue sauce, the powdered sugar.
So a beignet is usually a dessert.
Yes.
But you made it savory instead of
Yes. And all the people in New Orleans were shocked. They were like, wait a minute, we never thought of that. But, we collaborated on something really cool. And now, we'll be February 7th. We'll be in San Francisco. You can go on tasteofthenfl.com for tickets. I will be there. I'll be rubbing shoulders. Last year, Tim Brown, Charles Woodson.
Wow.
There's anybody you can think of as far as in the NFL will be there, and they're gonna be tasting my barbecue sauce and my spices on the dish that we got.
Man, what you're serving up, man, is so much good stuff. I appreciate you always finding you got so many things on your plate. Talking about food and plate, you got a hefty plate, but you always find time for us. It's the great, the one, the only, Mark McMillian. Make sure you go check out everything he's doing at the Las Vegas Rockers, the new GM. Make sure to check out Grilling with McMillian. You can go to that website, get all your good rubs and sauces, and taste of the NFL. He's going to be there for the Super Bowl as well. Mark, wishing you all the best. How big's the roster for this Las Vegas Rockers? It's not a 53-man roster, right?
We'll get about 30 guys. We'll carry about 30 guys.
Listen, find one roster spot for me. Just one.
Well, you're asking for a lot, but you got to give me some kind of commitment. I don't want no guys that are like, hey, save me a spot, and then you're you know what, my hamstring,
but see, you know what?
hammy.
It's not even about, you don't even need me on the field. You know what you need me for? Locker room guy. I'm the glue. I'm a glue guy. I'm our locker room guy.
You're an elevated Rudy?
Even better than Rudy. I'm not such a Rudy guy.
Okay.
I don't like that movie so much. But
okay. I'm not a Notre fan.
I'm a Vince Papale. Who was the glue guy on your Eagles teams?
The glue guy?
Yeah, who was the locker room guy?
B&E was the locker room guy. Byron Evans.
Oh, who?
Byron Evans.
Oh, okay.
A middle linebacker. He was the guy that got everybody, and obviously Jerome Brown before he passed away. He was the guy that made everybody take a look at themselves in the mirror and be like, okay, I got to pick my game up. And there were so many guys. I just can't name them. There's Reggie White.
Of course.
You look at what he's doing, and you're over here slacking. And you're like, wait a minute.
Yeah. All right. But okay.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll get you set up. Just give me your number. What jersey number you want?
Ooh.
We'll work that out after the tryout.
I need something hard, like a 98, 90. I don't want any of these soft numbers like a 2 or 3, 13.
Okay.
I need
like a 99 or something, like a Mark Gastineau or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
All right. It's the great, the one, the only Mark McMillian. Grilling with McMillian, Las Vegas Rockers. Thank you so much. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate you guys having me, man, and continue the success. I'll watch your show. You guys do a great job.
I appreciate it. This guy's got an Emmy. He had an Emmy with the Little Big Men show. I learned about that.
Yes.
You did that with your teammate.
Me and Jeff Seidner.
It was called the Little Big Men show.
It was called the Little Big Men show. We were part of the Randall Cunningham show.
It was like a segment on there?
Yeah, just a little segment. The guy was like, hey, how would you guys like to do a show? And he came with the idea of the Little Big Man show. It was like every week we picked a little big man of the week, and then at the end we handed out awards.
Like shorter NFL players.
5'9" and under.
5'9" and
5'9" and under. So Barry Sanders was winning all the time.
I couldn't win that because I'm like 5'10". So I
you were too tall.
Oh, see, that's why I didn't get it.
Too tall. And we were featured in Sports Illustrated too.
See,
for that.
So, and you got that Emmy.
And
see,
we got the Emmy.
everything you do, man, turns to gold.
That's why the Las Vegas Rockers will be successful here in Vegas.
I love it. I'm wishing you all the success, continued success. If you're at the Super Bowl, if you're in San Fran, make sure you go check out Taste of the NFL as well. Mark, thanks so much for being with us. We'll see you next time here in the Den. Let's go.